All right, YouTube, it's time for Occult Literature video number 11 on the Grimorium Verum. Now, it's also called the Grimorium Verum. I don't know where that spelling distinction comes from. I don't pretend to care either. It really doesn't matter. It's the same text. Now, the edition that I've released is available. Link in the description to the Amazon page for that. I did as well the illustrations. I reworked the older illustrations, removing some content that actually was not necessary. It was just sort of flowery detail that's thrown in there, making them legible, making them, high enough quality to be worked. And also link to my books blog where you can get this and many other works as well. Grimoires, alchemical works, philosophical tracts, things that I've written, things that I've edited. It's all there. Quite a bit of material, and more is coming down the pipeline very soon. Anytime that you deal with a spell book, which is essentially what the Grimorium Verum is in the purest sense, that talks about taking a thief's head and burying it in the ground and putting bean sprouts in his eyes in order to summon a demon, you know that you're dealing with something a little bit more on the diabolical side. Many works from the Enlightenment and back into the Renaissance and even the medieval period are what we would class today not as dark, diabolical works, but rather works of white magic. We would class them as fluff bunny stuff. I think the notable exceptions, other than this particular work, would be the Grand Grimoire, the Black Pullet to some extent anyway, and the Little Albert. The Little Albert's sort of the premier black magic grimoire, as you could term it, even though that half of the content's natural science, so, that's a little bit either or as far as it goes. This work is much more diabolical. It also speaks of sacrifice of animals, the use of bat's blood, the use of herbs and so forth. It's much more dark magic-y. If you're into the malevolent side of the occult, if you're into harming your foes, or if you're into demons in some way, working with demons, and you don't trust the lesser keys because increasingly people realize it's misattributed, it's sort of cobbled together in a manner similar to the Bible in a way, this is probably the best work for you. This and the Grand Grimoire would really be what you're after if you're not into the white magic stuff, or the sort of the gray magic, the natural science, the philosophical side of the occult. It has conjurations, not of just angels, but demonic conjurations as well. It's a mid-length grimoire as well. It's 60 pages in length, which a lot of people, I think, they think of occult works. They think of like massive tomes, like literally 1,000 pages in 3-foot by 2-foot pages, 1,000, 2,000 pages of lore, fully illustrated, illuminated manuscript, and that's what they think of when they think of these things. Really, though, if you look to the Enlightenment and the Renaissance, when paper was somewhat scarce for most people, you're looking at works that generally are under 200 pages, often below 100 and quite often below 50. This is a mid-length grimoire, thus, by the standards of those days, which is really funny. Some of it dwells upon the creation of materials needed for the ritualism, which is common in works such as this. Typically, you end up with a fairly large proportion of the content dealing solely with the creation, for instance, a ritual robe, a special knife that has to be consecrated a certain way, it has to be forged of a certain material or on a certain day, and that's all in very, very minute detail because it's considered important. The creation of virgin parchment, the creation of some sort of ink or something, or the drawing of a symbol that has some sort of power on one day of the week. And that's a lot of what you get. There's also more direct content within this work as well, specifically for the operator, as they're termed, similar to the Grand Grimoire again, or at least the Italian version. Really, what you're getting is a more diabolical look at the occult, though. So again, link in the description for those of you who wish to purchase this work on Amazon. Link as well to my books blog. There are other works available. It runs the gamut again. Some of it's more philosophical, some of it's more experimental. Some of it's more geared towards like natural science and alchemy. Some of it's more superstitious or occult, as you could term it. And it's all available there on my books blog in some form or another. You'll have to dig back through the post. Maintenance is not done yet to add links to all of the edited works that I've created. That's about all. Peace out.